Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple of days. I've been away. We've had a wedding, all that sorts. Yeah, congratulations to my brother. Yeah, so we're back with another episode of Maku Reacts. This time, as you can see by the background, it's Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series. This is now out on Disney Plus. So if you haven't got Disney Plus and you love Star Wars, you need to get Disney Plus to see this. Go check it out. It's been long awaited. You know, it's I don't know if I've really conveyed this in any of my videos. I'm not a massive fan of new Star Wars, not massively. Huge fan of the original the original three. I do like Revenge of the Sith. Phantom Menace isn't too bad for me. I really love Darth Maul, so he's like one of my favorite bad guys in the series or in the franchise. And they done him dirty. God damn it. God damn it. We need a Maul series, don't we? Yeah. So new Star Wars for me isn't the best. And I know that's a bit controversial, but I don't care. I hate it. I didn't like the sequels. Just bin them. So yeah, anyway, Obi-Wan Kenobi. We've got the first two episodes are now live streaming on Disney Plus. So as I say, go check that out. Fingers crossed this is going to be, I want to say the start of something good. But do you know what? I do like Rogue One. I like Rogue One. Couldn't get into Solo. I had to turn that off. Awful film. Trying to think what other Star Wars that's been out recently that I quite enjoyed. Series-wise, Mandalorian. Yeah, I like Mandalorian. Boba Fett. Obviously, I've done some reviews and reacts on the Boba Fett and Mandalorian. Did I do Mandalorian? I don't think I did. Can't remember. I did Boba Fett. I did not like didn't like Boba Fett at all. There's some good bits in it, but I think they kind of. It's like with Master Chief and Judge Dredd. You're taking off the helmet. You're kind of ruining the character. That's part of it for me. But yeah, and kind of the fact that Boba Fett's just become a bit of a, you know, yeah, a wimp, without saying certain words. He's not the bounty hunter he once was. And I'm sure I'll get grief for that. You know, people will say, yeah, well, that's exactly it. He's not the guy he once was. He got eaten by a sarlacc and, you know, he's a bit down in the dumps sort of thing. No, this is Boba Fett. He's a badass. He was a badass in the original film. And he should be a badass now. Yeah, who cares? He got eaten and he got out. He's out. Get over it. So fingers crossed Kenobi is gonna continue on the good spell from Mandalorian. Yeah, let's hope. Obviously, we're getting season 3 of Mandalorian as well. But anyway, enough of that. This is a review, review of the Kenobi first 2 episodes, part 1, part 2. I don't know how many. I think we're getting 6 episodes for this. Is it 6 episodes we're getting? I'm pretty sure we are. And it's a time limited series, so fingers crossed. They when they say time limited, if it's just these 6 episodes, I'm probably going to be a bit pissed off. But if they extend it, they decide, you know what, this has actually gone quite well. We're going to extend it. Then I'll be a bit happier. As long as it goes well. Okay, as long as it goes well. So obviously, we're getting the return of Darth Vader, which is pretty freaking ace. He's second on my list of decent bad guys, after Darth Maul, obviously. So yeah, we're getting Hayden Christensen back as Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, which is awesome. So glad they brought him back into it. Again, a lot of people had an issue with him back in the prequels. For me, it was Attack of the Clones is one of those films that I just will never watch ever again in my life. I've seen it once, I'll never see it again. Didn't like him in that. Revenge of the Sith, I thought he was a lot better. I actually really enjoyed him in Revenge of the Sith. And I've enjoyed his acting in a lot of films. You know, Jumper, I love Jumper, such a good film. And, you know, with age, he's probably got a lot better as well. So, yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, he's in a suit in this, so it doesn't really matter, does it? He can do what he wants. So yeah, it should be good. It'll be good to get them back. Now, so for the first episode, I've seen the first episode. I've seen the second episode. We got some new actors here. I don't really want to spoil anything right now without going into too much. I'll kind of just give a little review quickly of what I thought of it. I think first episode wise, I think it starts off a bit weak for me. It felt like an early Book of Boba Fett episode. There was a lot of hammy acting in it. Yeah, there's quite a bit of hammy acting actually, and it's kind of off-putting. If you've been to the Disney parks in America, I don't know what it's like in Florida, in Paris, but in America, I've been to the Florida Orlando park, and obviously you get the staff members there, the cast that play roles and things like that, and you know how their acting is. It's not quite believable. It's a bit hammy. It felt like that in this episode, and to be honest, in the second episode as well, there was a couple of bits that were a bit there, you know, and I think it's purely and simply because they're kind of like throwaway characters, really. That's all it is. The characters that I'm going on about they're just throwaway characters. You don't see them really again. A couple of them you don't see again at all, and there's one that you do see again, and then you don't see him again. And it's just a bit. I think the casting choice for those were a bit poor. But that's my opinion on it. Okay, that's the only thing. That's the only issue I had with acting wise. Ewan McGregor is great again, and in fact, we don't see much of Luke in these episodes. What we see of Luke is actually in the trailer in these episodes, in these first two episodes. In fact, you don't seem to see him at all in the second episode. It's just the first episode, so that's all we get to see of Luke. Yeah, so I can't really dabble any further on that without going into spoilers. To be honest, that's damn it. I can't do it. I have to wait until I'll let you know when we're going to go into spoilers anyway. But yeah, we got the Grand Inquisitor. We got the I can't remember what they're called now. Damn it. They're brothers and sisters basically. They're just kind of like ex-Jedis, ex-other things who have basically turned to the dark side, and I think there's 7 of them. They're basically this group of Inquisitors that go around the galaxy hunting Jedi, pretty much. So we've got the Grand Inquisitor, we've got Reva as well. So the Grand Inquisitor, I've got it here. I've got this up this time, so I've got the cast list in front of me for once. So Reva is played by Moses Ingram. I hope I got that name right. She's good. She's not hammy. There are some moments in episode 2 that are a bit hammy with her, but that's not down to her as an actor. That's down to what she's doing as the character, and it's just one part of episode 2 that she's in, which is a bit hammy. I think I can talk about this without going into spoilers. So she's bouncing around this rooftop, okay, in episode 2. I'm not going to say what she's doing, bouncing around these rooftops, but she's jumping around these rooftops. And there's someone else she's basically trying to catch someone, and this other person is on the roof, and they're bouncing around. There's a couple of people on this rooftop, actually, to be fair, and they're bouncing around these rooftops quite easily. In fact, not having an issue at all with getting over these buildings, jumping gaps and stuff. Nothing in their way. Maybe a clothesline here and there, like you do in normal films. There's always a clothesline with clothing hanging off it to get in your way. But yeah, they're being shot at by some other folks. I won't say who they are. They're being shot at by some other folks on some other buildings. So they got all that to contend with, and they're absolutely fine jumping across these buildings. But Reva, she's bouncing across these rooftops, and she's doing all these sort of like Sith jumps, Jedi jumps, Force jumps, whatever you want to call them, dodging things that are in her way, and doing the most pointless spins, twists, turns. Do you remember Book of Boba Fett? Okay, there's this one moment in Book of Boba Fett. I can't remember what episode it is. I think it's possibly the last or second to last episode. And one of those teenage characters that are on the Power Ranger motorbikes. Remember this guy? And they're looking after the Wookiee, the bounty hunter Wookiee. I've forgotten his name already as well. Begins with a K. Anyway, they're looking after him because he's just been shot or whatever. And one of them, the guy, lets go of him, right? Kristan, is it? Kritan? Something like that. He lets go of him and does this stupid-ass spin, pulls his blaster out, does this pointless-ass spin as he gets to the ground, and then shoots the bad guy. Now, that's hammy. That's what I class as being hammy. It's without swearing, freaking awful. It sucks. There's no need for it. It's so poor. And whoever was sat in the editing room when that came about needs firing. They really do. It's awful. That should have been cut. There was an easy way they could have cut that. Even I could have cut that myself at a certain point, and it would have been way better. It wasn't difficult. There was enough footage there to cut that spin out. It's awful. So that's what I mean by some hamminess, okay? And then with this rooftop scene with Reva, she's bouncing around. She's doing all this hammy jumping, pointless stuff. She just needs to jump gaps. She'll jump over onto a roof, and there'll be like a unit in front of her, almost like an aircon unit or something. And she'll do some forced spin round it. Just walk round it, okay? There's this moment she does this jump backflip, okay? It's the weirdest thing. And it messes with your brain a little bit. She does this jump backflip like this, okay? She's going from a platform here to a platform here, right? She does this jump backflip, okay? I can't get my hand all the way around. But she lands, okay? She comes back down backwards, lands on this rooftop, and then she rolls forward. It's the weirdest thing. That doesn't happen. Okay, I get force abilities aren't a real thing, but it fudges with the mind. You don't flip backwards, jumping upwards onto a platform, right? If anything, when you jump upwards to a platform, the momentum is going to make you spin forward, not backwards. She spins backwards. She jumps, flips backwards, lands, and then does a forward roll. It's the weirdest thing. It's awful. It's actually on par with that dude in the Book of Boba Fett dropping to his knees and doing a spin. Sucks. Cut it out. There's no need for it. She does all this running around walls and stuff. There's no need. There's no need. The other people that are on the rooftops are just hopping these gaps. There's nothing in their way. But she's having to force jump and do these odd spins and twists and flips. And it's unnecessary. I'm going to get into something else in a minute. New Star Wars. Actually, I'll get into. Okay, I'll address this other bit as well, but without spoiling it. New Star Wars has an issue with chase scenes. Okay, we saw it in the Book of Boba Fett with the Power Ranger kids on their Vespers trying to catch up with that, like the representative of the mayor of Tatooine or whatever the character was. That scene sucks ass. Worst chase scene in Star Wars history. It's so slow. They could have just like sped it up in edit somehow. Just make it a bit better, a bit more intense. Give it a bit more tension, but it just wasn't there. No one cared. They just sat there and was like, "What?" Do you know how many TikToks I saw of that? Awful. And it's the same in this at the moment. Was it the first episode it happened? So there's another thing in the. I want to say it's the first episode. It might be the second episode. No, it's the second episode. Okay, so it's near enough the quarter of the way into the second episode, I think it is. Without spoiling it, someone comes to a planet to capture someone. This someone is a child, okay? This child is in some woods, and these 3 people show up just randomly to capture her. They knew she was going to be in the woods, alright? Knew she was going to be in the woods. Don't know how they knew, but they knew. And the kid is standing right in front of these 3 people. They're explaining that they're there to capture this kid, right? And they just let her run off. And they do, again, it's the hammiest acting. This kid runs off, and they've got all the time in the world to grab this kid. But in this shot, you can see that they all go into a certain lineup to chase after this this child. And the one that this kid's talking to, he's the closest to this kid, and he ends up being the one at the back trying to catch up. And you can see it in the first shot as they're all chasing after this kid. He kind of like, it doesn't even fumble. He just moves off this tree. It's like a 10-second delay. He's like, the kids run. Okay, best go. It's so bad. It's so bad. And then they're chasing this kid through the woods. It's a freaking kid. It's a goddamn child. And these grown-ass men, which they're paid to do, and they do for a living, can't catch this goddamn kid. They can't catch this goddamn kid. It's awful. The kid just keeps ducking and weaving, and they're like, we've almost caught you, but we haven't. They do eventually catch the kid, so spoiler. Yeah, so there's a couple of hammy moments in these 2 episodes. Ewan McGregor's good. He is good. He's always good. He's good in everything. So it's nice to see him back on the little screen. I'd have preferred an Obi-Wan movie rather than a series, to be fair, because this is only 6 episodes. I think it is. I doubt they're going to do any more. I'd like them to. But I don't think they're going to. With the direction of the first 2 episodes, it's going to be wrapped up pretty quick. I feel like this should have just been a movie. They would have had a bigger budget. They could have got some better actors. And it could have just been a little bit better. The first 2 episodes for me, I'm gonna review the first 2 episodes as they are. And then I think we're gonna get another episode per week. It's not gonna be like 2 episodes per week. So yeah, I mean, the first episode is basically establishing what's happening with Obi-Wan, where he is in life. Down in the dumps, guys, forgotten he was a Jedi, sort of thing. He's sleeping off the beaten track. You know, doesn't know what he's doing. He's got one objective in life, and that's to look after Luke. Everything else he's forgotten about. Doesn't care about the Jedi anymore. He's kind of letting himself go in a way. I don't want to say what the second episode is about. I'll do that in the spoilers. But episode 1 and 2 together, I'm going to give a review. I think for these first 2 episodes, they weren't amazing for me. But again, the first episodes never are. They're never really that great. The Grand Inquisitor, I thought was going to be hammy as well. To start off with, I didn't quite think the actor that's playing him, who is, bear with me, I didn't think the actor that's playing the Grand Inquisitor, where is he? Okay, so we've got is it Sung Kang or Sung Kang, who's playing the 5th brother. Moses Ingram is the 3rd sister. Rupert Friend is the Grand Inquisitor. Have I seen Rupert Friend in anything else before? Anatomy of a Scandal. I've not seen that. Yeah, so it's Rupert Friend. When I first saw him in the first episode, I didn't think much of him. But as he got into the second episode, we get a little bit more of him, but not much. But I actually quite like him, to be fair. I did see a lot on TikTok, people complaining about how he looks. I'm not bothered. I think he looks fine. We can't go by animated series. You're never going to get real-world characters looking like animated series characters. You know, Bane, was it Bane in the Book of Boba Fett? I thought he looked brilliant. You know, I think the only way you could have got his face skinnier, like fans were moaning about, which is ridiculous, is cast a different actor with a skinnier face. That's it. But doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me, the Grand Inquisitor. I think he's good. I think he's ace. So we'll get some more of him, hopefully. It kind of gives me Darth Vader vibes. It's like having Darth Vader without the helmet constantly. Yeah, so Sung Kang, obviously we've seen him in Fast and Furious, so it's cool to see him. And he's kind of sidelined. He's kind of a sidelined brother at the moment. Hopefully we'll see more of him. But what I have seen of him, mainly during episode 2, he doesn't do much, but he's got quite a good presence, I think. I feel like they're forcing Reva's presence a bit too much. She's got ambition. I think she wants to get into the good books of Vader, but yeah, Kang's character is kind of like sidelined at the moment behind the Grand Inquisitor and Reva. But I think he's got some good presence at the moment, even in episode 2, and we don't get much of him. I think he's got some good presence. So hopefully we'll get some more of his character as well. Yeah, and then obviously there's I don't know who the other. There was another sister there, I want to say, and I don't think we heard her name. I think it was a sister. I'm just having a look, see if third sister, fifth brother, Grand Inquisitor. Just looking at the cast list because it's not saying second brother or second sister or whatever. Grant Freely is playing Luke Skywalker, so that's the young lad. I'm not seeing. Oh, here we go. Fourth sister, Rhea. Oh, that's a difficult name. Rhea or Raya Kihlstedt, is it? Kihlstedt. So that might be. It says that she's in one episode. Maybe that is her then. So we don't see much of her. She didn't die. Right, I'm getting into spoilers here. Okay, right, review. Okay, episode 1 and 2. I think for these two, I'm going to give probably like a. It's mid for me, to be honest. It's teetering on 5, but I think because of what they've gone into with the story and who else they're addressing in this series, I'm going to go with 6. That's the only reason it's getting the 6, because I'm hoping we're going to get some good backstory with these other characters. So 6 out of 10 for me on the first 2 episodes for Obi-Wan Kenobi. I wish they'd called this series Star Wars Kenobi, not Obi-Wan Kenobi. Just Kenobi would have been good. It sounds better, I think. But yeah, for me, it's a 6 out of 10 for these 2 episodes. There's a few niggly bits which I'm going to get to in spoilers. I'm not going to go too deep into spoilers. I'm not going to go through each episode and say what's going on. I'm just going to go through a couple of the bits that I really kind of didn't like. Dive into those bits that I was saying earlier a little bit more. So if you are going to stick around for the spoilers, wait here a second. Don't move. If you don't want to hang around for the spoilers, then click off now, hit the like button, maybe subscribe. I'd love to have you on board. We are. I think we're getting close to 500 followers now, or 500 subscribers, I should say. That's Twitch doing that to me. I used to be on Twitch, okay? So, yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I mean, you can hit the dislike button if you want. It doesn't bother me. I'm not going to get upset about it. I might cry, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, and drop a comment. Have a chat with me. I try and answer everyone in the comments. Yeah, I'm happy to talk. Let me know what your thoughts are on the first 2 episodes when you get around to seeing them. If you've got sort of like pre-thoughts on the I'm going to say Kenobi series, on the Kenobi series, before you've even watched it, again, drop a comment. I wouldn't mind chatting to you. You know, get your thoughts. If there's anything you guys want me to review, react to, then yeah, again, drop a comment. Let me know, and I'll get to it. But if you don't want to be here for the spoilers, get out now. We're going to the spoilers. Okay, bye. Bye-bye. Bye then. Okay, guys, welcome to the spoiler section. I'm going to keep this real short for you. I'm just going to go over the bits that I didn't really like, to be honest. Starting with the first episode. The first episode, we're going to crack on with the hamminess of the acting. Okay. So what I was saying earlier was about if you've been to the parks, the Disney parks, and you've seen the character actors there. Obviously, they're just kind of like general members of the public sort of thing that have got a job. They do a good job. They keep the magic of Disney going and all that sort of stuff. It's great for the kids. For adults, it kind of comes across hammy. I love that word, hammy. You can kind of see they're not like at that level. Do you know what I mean? That top professional level of acting. So in the first episode, it literally starts from the beginning for me. We get this opening scene from, I think it is when Order 66 is introduced, and we have the younglings who are practicing with another Jedi Master, which is odd because I'm pretty sure at the start you can hear all the shooting going on in the background, and she's still there training these younglings, which kind of confused me a little bit. But yeah, this is during Order 66, I'm pretty sure, and I think from here we get our first initial look at Reva, the Grand, well, not the Grand, the one of the Inquisitors, the sister, as a youngling, as a Jedi, and they touch on this in episode 2. So a friend of mine watched this, and I was talking to him about the beginning of this, how hammy it is, and he didn't really understand why that was in it. It was kind of like a flashback scene, and I just said to him, I said, look, there was this girl in it. They focused on her quite a bit as one of the younglings. I feel like she's going to be Reva, and then in episode 2 they did kind of address it in a way. The Grand Inquisitor addresses it, not directly, but he does make reference to it. I think he says something about, she's still garbage underneath, or she's still dirt underneath. She's not one of them. So I think they're referring to the fact that she used to be a Jedi, because Obi-Wan mentions that the Inquisitors, some of them were Jedis before. So that's where I'm going with this. She used to be a youngling, was going to be a Jedi, or she may have been a Jedi. She may have got picked up when she was a youngling during her training during Order 66, or she may have grown up, become the Jedi that she was going to be, or try and become a Jedi, then converted herself or something. So that's where I'm going with this. Reva is ex-Jedi or ex-youngling. That's where I'm going with that. So this scene is the child actors. I know they're just children, but I've seen a lot of kids in movies and stuff, and there's so many out there that are really damn good at acting, and it felt like you could see that they were being directed, and I know you kind of have to do that with kids, but there's some you don't have to do with. Take Ghostbusters, for instance. The kids in that, absolutely brilliant. I think McKenna Grace was 11 when she shot that. Even Podcast, the character Podcast, he's young. He was young in that, and you can't tell. You just can't tell that they're acting. Do you know what I mean? They look legit. Whereas in this, the kids, it just looked like they were waiting for direction, from the director. Oh, now do this, now do that. And even the Jedi Master who was training the younglings just felt really hammy. The close quarters battles between clone troopers and Jedi, like really damn close, sort of like this close, She's there with the lightsaber, they're blasting her, and she's still blocking them. Do you know, it's just a bit off-putting for me. I think at that range, the Jedi's got no hope. There's moments where she's a bloody Jedi. She could have just like force pushed them or something, thrown them off a ledge or done something with them. But no, she just keeps. And then there's moments in that shot, I think, where the clone troopers just kind of just stop blasting for a second, just to kind of keep the pace at the right speed. Do you know what I mean? Sort of like in one of the sequel Star Wars with Rey and Ben. Rey and Ben Skywalker. And I can't even remember the dude's name. They had a fight in the throne room with all the throne guards, and there's that shot where Rey is attacking someone, and you can see the guards physically stopping themselves from going. They're waiting for the cue to go and do the next move. There's like 3 or 4 of them, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, now we go." It was like that. It was really, really bad. So that kind of instantly took me out of the episode 1. It got better. It did get better. But then we meet another Jedi on Tatooine who has fled there, kind of alongside Kenobi. I don't think Kenobi knew he was there, to be honest. But there's this other Jedi there, and they are the Grand Inquisitors have basically come to Tatooine to hunt this other Jedi, not Obi-Wan. And he shows up in a bar, and it's strange again. It's more hamminess. It's a really weird scene. Really weird scene. They're there to kill Jedi, and they let him get up off his seat, walk over to the Inquisitors. You know, there's 3 of them there at this point, I think, maybe 4. He walks over, stands there, says some stuff, then runs out, and he does like a forced pull of some tarpauling or whatever it is off the outside of the building and pulls it down, and it's like it's got this bit of delay in it, and the actor it's like he didn't put much effort into what he was doing. It just looked really guff. And then they just let him get away. It's so stupid. It's just getting that keep the script rolling sort of thing. It's just tacky things like that need to stop. But they were my main issues. It's just the acting. Hopefully that'll be done with now. Fingers crossed. The other stuff that I was talking about, again, this is down to I don't know whether it's down to stunt coordinator or probably choreography. So Reva is chasing Obi-Wan and Princess Leia on rooftop. Now Obi-Wan and Leia are just jumping across these tops, no issue whatsoever. And Reva is giving chase as well. And as I said, more hammy stuff, bouncing around, doing twirls, spins, pointless jumps, weird spins. It's horrible. This is why I gave it a 6. I was going to give it a 5, and it's purely down to these 3 acting pieces. Oh god, it's terrible. Hopefully that's cut out from the next episode. But yeah, also again, chase scenes, as I addressed earlier, is Princess Leia running through the woods, trying to get away from the bounty hunters. The bounty hunters, they're goddamn bounty hunters. The kid's right there between them, within reach, and they let her get away. They catch her eventually, but the running is hammy, the chase is hammy. One of my friends said to me, maybe she's using her Force abilities to know where they are. That is pushing it, Lucius, massively. Okay, you are pushing the boundaries. I don't think she was using any abilities whatsoever. Luke didn't use abilities when he was a kid. He had no idea. Leia has no idea. You know, she's not one of those kids that just picks it up. I know Anakin did, you know, he was pod racing, but that was just reflexes, you know. He just had good reflexes. He wasn't predicting where anyone was going to be or whatever. And I know everyone has different abilities, but I think that's a bit far-fetched. You know, this little girl's scared out of her wits, running away through some woods. I don't think she's using the Force to work out where the bounty hunters are trying to catch her from. That's far-fetched, dude. But yeah, it's all right. It's all right. 6 out of 10. There's as I said, there's some weird bits in it that just cut it out. Episode 3, hopefully they've cut this stuff out. Okay, I'm hoping they're on it. Maybe it's director choice. I don't know who the director was for the first 2 episodes. Let's have a look. Oh, 6 episodes directed by Deborah Chow. Okay, so I feel like we're going to get some more ham, guys. Oh, damn it. Writing credits. Toby Harold, George Lucas, Hossein Amini did 4 episodes. George Lucas helped write 6 episodes. No way, did he? I didn't think he was still involved. Damn. Okay, so Toby Harold helped write 6 episodes. George Lucas helped write 6. Hossein He helped write 4. Stuart Beattie 4. Hannah Friedman 2 episodes. Andrew Stanton 2 episodes. I mean, there's quite a lot of writing credits here, so maybe it will change out as the series progresses. But director-wise, it just says 1 director. Deborah Chow did 6 episodes. Let's hope she doesn't direct the next episodes like that. But all in all, it's not a bad start. I've seen worse starts. Book of Boba Fett. So fingers crossed it gets better from here. I can't wait. We did get a glimpse of Anakin in the in his healing chambers. A back to tank? Would it be a back to tank? It'd be a back to tank, wouldn't it? Yeah, we did get a quick glimpse of him at the end of episode 2. I don't think we're going to see any of him in episode 3. I don't think we're going to see Vader until possibly episode 4. Maybe even 5. Maybe just episode 5 and 6. Where he's going to be integrated, I have no idea, because there's no way he can. He's not going to be on Tatooine, is he? He's not going to come to Tatooine. What was it he said to Obi-Wan in A New Hope? The last time I saw you, he was basically the student, and he was the master. Do you know what? I'm going to try and bring that up quick. Okay, I've been waiting. So this is A New Hope, okay? The first episode that ever happened for Star Wars. I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. We meet again at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. Only a master of evil Darth. So, how's that going to work now? Is he still a learner? Would you say he's still a learner? Because he's not a learner of Obi-Wan, is he now, in this series? So how that line kind of gets thrown out now from the original movies. Because he's not a learner. He's not a learner of Obi-Wan. He's not an apprentice of Obi-Wan. He is in his own right a master. So that kind of cocks that up a little bit, doesn't it? So if they meet in this, which they're going to, because we know they have a fight, it doesn't. Yeah. We meet again at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. He says, when I left you. So they got to get this right as well. They need to get this right as well, because if that's the line that he left Obi-Wan, he didn't leave Obi-Wan in. I suppose he did leave Obi-Wan in. Revenge of the Sith, didn't he? In a way, in a roundabout way, he left him. So he was a learner back then. But then that doesn't make sense that was the last time they saw each other. When I last saw you, I was but a learner. So technically, in this, if they meet, when they meet again, they have a fight. Vader needs to be the one that walks away, unless they're going to make it as that quote is directed as Anakin as the character instead of Darth Vader, if that makes sense. If in Anakin's mind, that's when Anakin died, is when he left Obi-Wan back in Revenge of the Sith. If in his mind that's when he died, or when he became, when Palpatine made him Vader, that's when Anakin died. If that's what that is in Anakin's mind at this point, then it makes sense. Then that quote can stay. Alright? And whatever happens next doesn't matter, because it's Vader. Yeah, so we'll see with that. The other confusing thing as well is Reva gets Leia kidnapped, and she mentions that she's basically baiting Obi-Wan to come to her because she wants to kill Obi-Wan or take Obi-Wan to Darth Vader. And she mentions that Obi-Wan fought with Leia's father. I didn't quite catch what she said after that, whereabouts it was, whether it was in the Clone Wars or something like that. I can't remember. I didn't catch it. But she says Obi-Wan fought with her father, Leia's father. So does she mean Organa, or does she mean Anakin? That's the question. How does she also know that Darth Vader is Anakin? Because I thought Vader. I thought there was only a select few who knew Vader was Anakin. I wonder how they're going to address that. Because Obi-Wan knew, Palpatine knew. No one else knew, did they? It was just Obi-Wan and Palpatine that knew that Vader was once Anakin. Because Yoda wouldn't even know at this point. Yoda wouldn't know unless we're going to get Yoda in this. Will we get Yoda in this, do you reckon? Because Yoda would have no clue that Anakin has become Vader. The only way Yoda finds out is because Obi-Wan now knows that Anakin has survived. Reva basically gives this little dialogue about Anakin being Vader, which is awful. It should have been done better. But now Obi-Wan knows. The only way Yoda finds out is if Obi-Wan tells him, either through transmission or he meets up with him. I can't remember if... Did Yoda know in the original series, in the original episodes, that Vader was his father? Oh, that's going to bug me now. Right, never mind. Anyway, it is what it is. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I wonder what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. I was going to do a quick review of this, but it's ended up being 45 minutes long. So, but if you're still here, thanks for chiming in, guys. Hopefully the next few episodes are going to be good. I'm going to go watch Star Trek Strange New Worlds episode 4 now, and then I'm going to do a review of that, and I'm going to let you know. Although, my last review for Star Trek got blocked by CBS. They keep getting blocked, so I'm going to have to stop adding trailers to my videos from CBS because they don't like it. Anyway, cheers for chiming in, guys. Let me know what you think of the episodes. Let me know what you think the story is going to be, who's going to be showing up. Do you think Yoda's going to turn up? I'd love Yoda to turn up. That would be ace. Do you think we're going to get more of Leia's story? Do you think we're even going to get to see any of Luke at all? Or is this going to be solely... Because Obi-Wan's there for Luke, not Leia. Are we going to get any of Luke's story? He's just a farm boy. There's not much to it. We're getting Leia's story. Are we just going to get Leia, do you think? We're not going to get any Luke. I don't think we're going to get any Luke. But we'll see. I don't think we need any Luke story, to be honest. It'd be nice, but I don't think we need it. We know he was a farm boy. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to get some idea of his personality when he was a kid. That'd be cool. But I'm not that bothered. We've got some Leia backstory. A little bit more Leia backstory would be pretty nice, and then cut it off there, and then focus on Vader and the Inquisitors and Kenobi. That's it. That's what I want. Anyway, cheers for chiming in, guys. Appreciate it. Hit the like button, dislike button if you want to, but don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, and hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. We're going to be at 500 soon, hopefully. If a bunch of you don't leave, that'd be great. Hey, if you do, don't worry about it. You might be back one day. Anyway, peace out, guys. Thanks for watching the video. And I will see you next time on the next Maku Reacts or Reviews. Whichever one it is. See you later.